everyone, welcome to the Comic Game Movie Show. My name is Sean, and today I'm finally going to make that video about Captain Marvel 2 and the ideas that were wrapping through my mind. Now, I have seen a lot of people talking about Brie Larson and her version of Captain Marvel. I've already made a ton of videos talking about it. I've already made a ton of videos talking about how excited I am for this Captain Marvel 2 to come out. And I set up an idea at the end of that video that I want to go into further. Now, this is my ideas for Captain Marvel 2 and how to handle the character going forward. Now, I've seen a lot of people say that they hate that they want her to be humbled. I've seen a lot of people say that they want her powers to be either taken away or for her to just get the complete crap beat out of her by a more powerful person than her. They want her to be humbled and just come back to, and basically come back to Earth with her tail, her legs tucked between her legs, because how dare a woman be super confident, and how dare a woman be so confident, and so, how dare a woman be arrogant and confident? I know, like, there's no male superheroes who are powerful, arrogant, and confident. Like, what the hell's wrong with this woman? As I tally up Iron Man and Hulk, Iron Man and Thor, it's like, yeah, that's a thing. But I digress. I feel like I finally kind of gotten to the root, and I was thinking about this the other day, of what makes Captain Marvel rub so many of these nerdy boys the wrong way. Because she doesn't rub normal people the wrong way. Like, obviously. I mean, did you see the percentage of women who were going to see that movie? It was higher than Birds of Prey. So obviously, she doesn't rub other people the wrong way. But it's the fact that, and I think that this is just kind of, I don't want to talk about this, and I kind of minorly talked about this when I was talking about Captain Marvel. It's the idea that, you know, there's this thing going on, and BoJack Horseman hit it for sure, where there was this idea of like a female feminist, and how men look at a female feminist like she's nagging them to death. And then there was the idea of the male feminist, and the male feminist, like in BoJack Horseman, like this is an episode of BoJack Horseman. I'm not making this up. This isn't my opinion, or like it might be a bit of my opinion, but it's not. I'm just an episode of BoJack Horseman. It's like literally the female, you know, feminist talking about this and equal wages and stuff, and she just sounds like she's nagging to these guys. But then BoJack, a male, start talking about it, and they go, oh, well, okay, man, maybe I need to change my act. And like he gets on these huge shows because for some reason, a male doing it doesn't seem as nagging to dudes. And there's something about the fact that Captain Marvel isn't this Wonder Woman-esque humble, brave, you know, humble sweetheart of a woman, that she is a bit arrogant, that she is a bit cocky, that she is a bit, you know, self-assured of herself, that she, you know, that she doesn't give a fuck what you think, that she's like, fuck this, I'm a bad bitch and I'm gonna go fuck this dude up. That when she shows up in Endgame and says, I'm gonna go kill Thanos, it rubs so many nerds the wrong way. God, I remember that shit. Just hit her right ears like, oh, why does she say it like that? Who does she think she is? Like, oh man, I love Captain Marvel. I love Captain Marvel because she just gets these nerd boys just rubbed out of fucking textures, man. They just, I fucking hate her. How dare she be that confident? She arrogant. I'm like, dude, because we haven't seen that done with male characters. Like I said, it is very interesting that a lot of the characteristics she has are characteristics you would find in badass male characters, but she's a woman. And she's so powerful, and she hasn't really shown too much vulnerability, so it makes people uneasy. Because personally, this is and that's why I think it makes people uneasy, and why I honestly I hope to God that the story that they go with isn't them taking her powers away, because I'm not the political guy, I am not the SJW guy, but even I think the message there of the filmmakers being like, we have to take the powers of taking the power away of this powerful woman to make her weaker sounds a bit like, it does sound a bit sketchy. It does sound a bit like, man, like, I mean, I'm with you guys. I'll show up. I will show up to watch the movie, support, but I would be like, oh man, that does not sound good. That does not sound like a good sales pitch. We're gonna take this power away from this woman. She doesn't deserve to be powerful. We're gonna make her a weaker woman so that way she gets her ass kicked. It's like, that doesn't sound good at all. The route to go, and this is the route that I was hinting to, is her stretching herself thin. The Superman idea, actually, which is the idea that Superman, as powerful as he is, as fast as he is, as much as he can do, he cannot be everywhere at once. And the idea that Superman knows that horrible things are happening and he can't get there in time, but he feels guilty about it. And the way that you play Captain Marvel 2 is to make it and handle her powers is to make it where her powers don't matter. Where it doesn't matter how powerful she is, it doesn't matter if you can't save people. If you're still not saving people, if you're still not able to do what you've gotten your powers to do, it doesn't matter. Make it to where it's a situation where she can't punch her way out of it. Where her powers are pretty much, irrelevant because she can't punch her way out of this situation. You make it one of those things where, like, I would even go with a tragedy ending, with a tragic beginning. Maybe one of those things where a Thor-like situation in the Endgame where she could not get to a place to save someone at a certain time. And her powers were irrelevant, or she couldn't save someone. Like, that's the kind of direction I would go. Make her failures less about her actual power, what people are hung up on, which I don't know why they're hung up on it, because if you're okay with Superman being so strong, they just showed up and fucked Steppenwolf up because it's in the comics, then fucking get over it, dude. She's powerful. Get over it. I don't want the movies to make her weaker because that's just a stupid explanation. That's just giving in to the fandom. No. This is how you handle it. You put her in a situation where she can't punch her way out of it. Now, obviously, the other movies set up the Supreme Intelligence and what the Supreme Intelligence is doing. There's a lot of gap there between Captain Marvel 1 and the sequel, which will take place in real time. So the sequel probably will take place in actual time, about 2022, but in real time, it's going to take place, but in the MCU timeline, it's probably going to take place in like 2025. So, so this would be a very long time. So there's this massive gap of time. What was Captain Marvel doing in outer space? What has she done? What has she been doing? It's the reason why I personally don't mind her arrogance. I personally don't mind her attitude, because if you think about it, it makes logical sense. She has been roaming space as basically a one-woman army roaming space, fucking fools up. She hasn't encountered a single thing that can stop her, a single person that can stop her. She has been beating the shit out of people and we haven't really seen the Kree. So she's basically been waging a one-woman war on the Kree and just going around being space cop. So of course she's cocky. Of course she's arrogant. If I spent 30 freaking years beating the shit out of anybody I want, doing whatever the fuck I want, whooping ass and taking names, shit, why wouldn't I think I could just go fuck Thanos up? Especially if he killed one of my closest friends. Why the hell wouldn't I think I could just go off and beat the shit out of Thanos? Why wouldn't I think that? Be the first thought that crossed my mind. I was like, well, I'll go fuck him up. And that's why it never bothered me, her attitude. I've looked at some old reviews and I realized her attitude bothered people. I'm like, that never bothered me. So, never bothered me. The thing is, I think that's a part of the character is, like, once again, she's a bit arrogant, she's a bit cocky, and I believe you use that to your advantage. You do not have to depower her, you do not have to humiliate her, but there are lessons she has to learn to become a better hero, to become a better person, and to grow as a character. And that's the story. You don't have to depower her, you don't have to, like, maybe humble her is a thing that you can do, but I do not want it to be one of those weird things where they gotta take her power away, or they have to depower her so that she can be relatable, because fuck you guys. Fuck you guys. All you guys who want to depower her are still pissed off that Marvel made, that Thor weren't saying shit when Thor showed up in Wakanda and blew the fucking thing up. All you guys talking about depowering her. Like, it's like, calm down, people. You guys, calm down, because half the people saying depower her are a bit sexist. So, thank you guys for joining the Copy and Movie Show. That is my thoughts on how Captain Marvel, what direction Captain Marvel 2 should go in. They should go in a direction of making the story about something she can't punch her way out of, her stretching herself too thin, and obviously continuing showing some of the blanks inside of that 30-year gap of time where we haven't really seen much of her. Explain why other characters haven't encountered her, like the Guardians of the Galaxy. We get to see more of the Kree Empire and what it's become. Get to see Mar-Vell and what's become of him over this 30-year gap. We get to finally see the Supreme Intelligence, which they have film scenes for the Supreme Intelligence on the Captain Marvel Blu-ray. but obviously they didn't like it. They didn't stick with it, so they took it out because they didn't like it. They didn't stick with that their design, so there might be a different design for the Supreme Intelligence when they come out with it. But other than that, those are my thoughts about the Captain Marvel and the future of it. They need to push it in that direction, and I think it'll work out very well for them. I'm excited for this movie. I probably have more videos to talk about it in the future. So thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show. Please remember to like, subscribe. See you in the next one.